Piano method books are great because they guide us through learning how to play the piano in a logical order, even when we don't have a teacher. But what are we supposed to do when we finish the book? There are many different directions you could go, but let's talk about the best approach to take when you finish a method book. So let's say that you just finished the Faber Adult Method Book 1 and you feel pretty comfortable with the concepts presented in the book and you can play the pieces quite well. At this point, you may be wondering, should I go to book 2 of the Faber books? And the short answer is yes, especially if you're working solo without a piano teacher. Now, the longer answer is yes, but. Yes, you should go on to book 2, but you should approach it and use it much differently than book 1. When you finish book 1, the first thing I suggest is to take about a 1-month break from any method book. Notice I didn't say take a break from practicing. During this month, search the internet for new music that looks interesting to you. Watch a few YouTube videos and learn some new things or songs. Take the time to think about your goals for the next part of your piano journey. Basically, this is a month-long process, a month-long quest for you to search for new inspiration and motivation. After this month, go ahead and begin book 2 of the Faber. Now remember, I'm just using Faber as an example because it's popular, but this applies to any method book. If there's a review section in your new book, don't skip it. It's a great opportunity to make sure you remember everything from book 1 and that you feel comfortable with all the previous concepts that you learned. Now, while you go through book 2, it's best to have supplemental material going at the same time. So overall, your progress through the book will be much slower, and that's really how it should be. Remember that progress isn't a straight line. So let's talk specifics. I'd have 4 things going at all times in your practice sessions. The first thing is technique. If you haven't started already, incorporate scale work in your practice sessions. And I'd rather see you work on one scale for however long you need to until you can easily play it smoothly and evenly with the correct fingering. And then also set a metronome tempo goal for each scale. Then go on to the next scale. So don't practice 5 different scales all in one day unless you already have them really well learned. The second thing to have going is an easier piece, about 30% below your perceived current level. It should be at a level where you can play it pretty well after just 5 to 7 days. So you'll be switching pieces about every week. This improves your reading skills and honestly is just enjoyable and keeps your practice feeling fresh. Then the third thing in your routine is work in the method book. So read through the pages and practice the pieces. How much you do per day is really up to you. Just feel like you've mastered the concepts and the pieces. And finally, the fourth thing is to have a piece that is about 30 to 40% above your perceived level. So this will be a challenging piece that you'll live with for a longer period of time, maybe 1 to 2 months. And having this challenging piece will help you develop critical practice techniques that will serve you throughout your whole piano life. And this will be your chance to really hone your musicianship and expressive skills. Plus, it's always great to have a well-polished piece to play for others. And then optional bonus material might include things like sight reading, music theory work, ear training, or practicing review pieces, pieces that you've already played before, but you just want to keep in your fingers. Method book 1 was like your diet, and you stuck to it. But now book 2 is like your bread and butter or meat and potatoes, but you're allowing yourself jam and granola and ice cream and basically whatever you want as long as you get your bread and butter in. So I hope that was helpful, and just so you know, I'll be offering a follow-along course on Patreon that goes hand in hand with the Faber Method Book 1. Obviously, we'll learn the pieces in the Faber book, but I'll also be providing supplemental material, exercises, pieces to practice, and theory information that are not included in the book to really round out your piano education and experience. And so this will be coming out sometime in April 2022. So if you are beginning or you know someone that wants to get started, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss announcements about the release of that. So thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy your week, and I'll see you next time.